Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to A Clash of Kings. Now, when we left off, we had only one remaining fief of the Iron Islands for us to capture, and I decided that it would be about time for us to be recruiting quite a few levies, get some more reinforcements for our garrisons, and also check around the various taverns for, well, let's just say, useful NPCs. Now, I have found such an NPC. I do believe that he is here somewhere. Wait, where is he? Oh no, has he left? Oh my goodness, that would be terrible. It was the fellow that was selling the unsullied soldiers. Where is he? Has he just left now? Oh my goodness, I was out of this tavern to start the recording and wow, he has already left. Maybe he's gone to Lordsport, that would be wonderful. But yes, wow. Okay, well, I suppose we could speak to this fellow instead and see what he has to say. May the Father above judge you wisely. I sense that you are a great sinner. Oh no. Perhaps, but who are you to judge me? Oh, I am the greatest of sinners, descended from a great line of sinners. House Paran was once pious and just, until my dishonorable ancestor traveled to Lys with Arian Brightfire in his exile. When Arian died from drinking wildfire, my forefather dipped the servants in the same substance, and was responsible for the great fire that destroyed the western quarter of the city. When he returned to our ancestral castle, he burned the local septon as an offering to a vile new god, and tortured anyone who refused to convert to his new faith. As a result, my family was outlawed, and we have been wandering the world ever since. To atone for my ancestors' sinful life, I've joined the faith and have been ordained a septon. The father guides me, and the mother shows me mercy. The warrior gives me strength, and the maiden aids me in keeping my vows. The smith guides me in my labor, and the crone grants me wisdom. Travel with me. I have friends who are in need of saving. Aha. Oh, this might work. This would be wonderful. Okay. Very well. Let's be on our way. 2,500. Yes. Ah. Okay, well, I think I have that amount, which is rather impressive, I suppose. But nevertheless, yes, there we are. We have gained a new companion, which is what I was not necessarily looking for in this tavern. I was, as I say, looking for the unsullied soldier recruiter fellow, and he was here, but unfortunately it appears I was a little bit too late to find him, so maybe if we head over to Lordsport, we may have a better luck. No, okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate, I must admit. He was right there in the corner of the Tavern of Pike, and I was going to start the recording outside, head in there, and then begin my intro, of course, and very unfortunate indeed. Well, nevertheless, we have gained ourselves a new companion, and it appears that he is a trader, or at least he has the most skill in trade that we currently have at our disposal. But he does have 6 in riding skill, which is going to make him incredibly quick on the battlefield. However, I do not believe he is going to be too useful in sieges, at least at the moment, because he has 12 in strength, which is very good, so we should, in theory, be able to give him all of these. Oh, actually, not the heavy plate armor just yet. He needs another 2 in strength to be able to wield that, but we will be able to give him a shield, as he already has a relatively good sword, and some better shoes as well, and a nice helm right there, and we can give him some leather gloves. He is still wearing the quintessential Septon's robe, as you can see, but hopefully not for long, because of course it does not give great protection against such things as arrows and blades, but yes, unfortunately I'm not able to give him a horse, so I think what we will be doing is heading into Lordsport and taking a look at our main home base here, making sure that we have no lords that we need to, of course, accept the pledges of, and it appears that that is not the case. We only have our minister here and a couple of other NPCs I do not believe will join us. And now I do want to go into the Treasury. We currently have, oh my, a huge amount. We are gaining 19,000 per week, I believe. So that is very nice. So I think I'll take 10,000 because we have a huge amount of units in our army, and I will explain why in just a moment. Of course, I do really want to capture Black Tide as quickly as we can, but yes, we will be heading outside here, and then we will head into Lordsport and hopefully gain a horse that is fitting for such a fellow, and I believe we are probably going to be buying this for him, because as you know, he does have 6 in riding, and I think it may be nice to buy him something that is so incredible that he is just going to be an absolute beast on the battlefield, and indeed in field battles in comparison to sieges. But yes, I mean, 7,000, that's quite a lot, but maybe if and when I am able to acquire 5 in riding skill myself, then we will be able to use that as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be rather nice. Of course, he is not necessarily the greatest warrior of all time, but he does have a high riding skill. We may want to invest in that. So hopefully he can prove to us that he is going to be a very useful companion indeed. So now, we do have 255... Wait a minute. I'm a little bit worried about him going in as infantry. Because, as you know, I changed Brendan to Archer because he dies way too quickly, and I think Berengar is going to have a similar issue. Oh, well, no. We will just leave it for now. We will make him cavalry because I think I am... Well, let's just say I think I am managing them a little bit better. We are now going to move on to Naggas Hill, all the way over here. And before we do just that, I have just reminded myself of something in particular that I must do, and that is to try to catch some fish. Okay, that is a new option. I have never seen that before. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Aha! It appears that we are waiting for some time, and I will not be letting them take back any of their vassals. It appears we are waiting here for us to catch some fish. I do not believe this is going to work out too much, but maybe in time it will be incredible. That would be rather nice, but at the moment... Oh, yes. There you are. Wonderful. All you caught were some seaweeds. Yes, that is the story of my life, of course. And we will now be heading in to take an action, and I believe it is re-dye your map. That's what we really want to do. So we are going to be changing House Reformia's color, because many of you have stated that you would prefer that there were different colors representing our faction. So let us see here. I am thinking of a green, because... A green, of course, Bear Islands, I think that might suit us. Not a lime green, though. I think the darkest green is probably going to be the best, and we will go with that. Let's try and see... Ah, that actually looks pretty nice. I was not expecting it to look that good, but it actually surprises me quite considerably right there. And I do not believe any other factions in the entire mod have a similar color, or at least I am checking as we speak. And no, it appears that Lorath and... maybe the sister faction over there are the closest things to it, as well as the Reach, perhaps. But yes, it appears that dark green is definitely going to be our color for the foreseeable future. And now we will head on to Naggas Hill, as one of you in the comments stated you would like me to go and inspect it, and I am very curious about it as well. I believe it is probably going to be a similar situation to the previous areas that we have entered, but we will see how it goes. Maybe we will encounter something rather incredible there, and... oh, what has happened? Oh, it appears that Saltwood, which is Belacquo's fief, has been looted, and so he's not too pleased about that. And, okay, so we are going to be visiting Naggas Bones, apparently. And let us see what is within. Oh my. Okay. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so we have a small custom soundtrack right here, which is hopefully not going to be too risky for me to put on this video, but we will check it out, I suppose. Okay, so I cannot bring up the map, so I have no idea if there are any enemies. I'm pretty sure there won't be in this particular area, but you never know. And, I see. Okay. Oh, there is an NPC we can speak to. Yes, this would be wonderful. Look at this. That is the way to do it. And who is this? This is Jor the Keeper. Of course he is. Spirited Courser, thank you very much. We will now speak to him. Yes? What is this place? This is Naggas Hill, the site of the Grey King's Hall. Can you tell me more about Naggas Hill? According to Ironborn legend, Nagga was the first sea dragon, able to feed on krakens and leviathans, and drown islands when angry. The Grey King, helped by the drowned god, managed to slay her on the shores of the island of Old Wick, and built his hall out of her bones. Her jaws became his throne, and her teeth made his crown. He warmed his hall with her living fire. However, when the Grey King died, the storm god drowned out her fire, and the sea took the throne. Only her bones that made the pillars and beams remain. Ooh. Wow, that is some very epic storytelling right there. And the area itself is incredibly well designed, I have to admit, so wow, good work on that. And we will now be exiting, I suppose. That is all we can learn about Nagga right there. And we will now be heading on to Black Tide. I hope I'm able to actually exit here. I was a little worried I would be stuck, but yes, we are lucky enough to be able to exit. And we will now head on to Black Tide and see what is going on there. Of course, we are having a couple of issues with this being raided, so hopefully we will be able to get there and interrupt whoever it may be after I have leveled up a couple of people here. Now, one of you stated that I should probably level up more melee units, more infantry, and I am doing just that, as you can see. We do have our favorites, though. We do have our reach crossbowmen at hand, and a couple of other people right here. I do really like having a lot of archers, but I think in this case it's probably going to be detrimental, so I have changed the composition of our army ever so slightly, and hopefully I will be able to get over here before it is raided. And oh, wait a minute. We may indeed have issues here. And why am I a boat on the land? Oh, I think there may be a slight bug here, but hopefully it will revert itself soon enough. And we will be heading in here versus these fellows as quickly as we can right here. There we are. Now, I am considering restarting the recording because of the huge amount of spam I am getting from the invalid map icon ID. I believe that is due to me attempting to fish, perhaps? That might be the reason why that has bugged out. So maybe if I fish once again it will revert itself, but nevertheless we will be heading in versus this fellow right here. And we will hopefully be able to take them down. We do have 309 because I believe the villagers joined us, because we are close to the nearby village, and I am a little bit worried actually about fighting in this area. So I am actually going to dismount off my horse because I really do not like using a horse in a village or built up area. It really just makes it even worse for me than it is for the enemies. So let's try to tell our infantry to charge in as best we can, and we'll try to take down this fellow right here. Yes, there we are. We have actually attained the first kill of the entire battle, because the rest of our fellows right here are not doing too well, I have to admit. So let us go into first person and see what we can do. Hopefully a devastating amount of damage, because apparently our units at the moment are not doing a very good job whatsoever, which is not too good. Oh no. Yes, nice block right there, and there we are, taking him down. Okay, let's get into the fray right here and take down as many units as we can. Of course, we do need to worry about being flanked from behind, perhaps, but thankfully I don't need to worry too much about the spearmen doing damage to us, unless they are rather far distance away. And oh no, an elite retainer. We need to take them down as quickly as we can. Oh my, good shot, elite reach crossbowman. Very nice. Thank you for the support right there. Stab him! Oh no, he was able to block it. Okay, so I am just going to charge over here, hopefully save our cavalry units as best I can, and oh my, I am incredibly inaccurate for some reason. I suppose that might be due to the fact that these fellows have shields, and I am a little bit wary of the fact that they have just received reinforcements. We have received reinforcements as well, which is great, but I'm hoping that we will not get flanked or overwhelmed in any way, shape, or form, but you never know. That could happen. It has happened before. Oh yes, okay, it appears that our man-at-arms and our Riverlands units are now heading in here. As you can see, we have a huge amount of pikemen as well. Now, that is the majority of units why we are having so many issues with having huge amounts of archers, because what I would usually do is, because I know that pikemen are generally only good, or at least I think they're only very good against horses and mounted units, that I would level up all of the pikemen advanced units into archers instead of increase their rank in using a polearm. So that is probably the majority of the reason why we had such an issue in the previous episodes, but yes, I believe this time around I will be leveling up a couple of pikemen and we'll see how that goes, because believe it or not, they're actually doing a reasonable job. They are doing a huge amount of damage to our enemies at the moment, so I can only be very thankful for that fact. But it appears that, oh my, I am being flanked, as I thought I may be, but thankfully they are only wielding spears. As you know, they're not necessarily too good when you are right up against your opponent. And that's why I had to be a little bit more cautious this time around, as you never know when they may throw an elite Ironborn retainer at you, or any form of axeman. Come on, let's do this. Yes, there we are. Take that guy down. And I believe this is a very simple and swift defeat for the Iron Islands vassals here, and we will be able to head on to Black Tide and hopefully have no interruptions whatsoever in our building of the ladders, and we will see what type of castle layout lays before us. So there we are. That battle was won. 7 renown and 6 morale. I am always happy to gain that, and of course we did lose 39 to death. And how many high tier units? We lost a couple of mounted sergeants, and one of my glaive men was killed. I only have 2 of those, so that is a little bit disappointing, but nevertheless we were able to pull out a victory. All of the farmers were... oh, actually, never mind. I thought that was total. Never mind. Okay, so 27 of them were killed, and we took out 187 of the enemy, and I was able to accrue 46 kills as well, and Brynden took out 1, so that is a little amusing. But nevertheless, I think, considering one of you told me a while ago, or at least in the comments of the previous video, that you are able to talk to Brynden, and you can actually see how many kills he has. And as you can see here, he's wounded 4 troops, and he has killed 5. So, not incredibly good, but I suppose he is trying, and he is doing his very best, so that's all we can ask from him. And we will now level up a couple more units. And yeah, I think that should be fine. Veteran Northern Pikeman, that's good. And I think we will attempt to fish. As you can see here, we are going to be completely spammed. So what I will do is cut away, and once I have hopefully reverted the error back to its previous form, I will be cutting back. Okay, so as you can see, I have been unable to fix the icon error at the moment, and now what I have done is I restarted the game. I attempted to restart from the main menu, and still we have a slight issue here. So if any of you have encountered a bug such as this, which is probably quite a rare bug, at least from my experience, but we are going to be having quite an amusing time running around as a boat on land. But yes, it's just a little bit irritating to have the error message pop up every single second that you are on land. So by all means, if any of you know how to fix this, then give me a private message or leave a comment on this video. So we are now going to be heading into Black Tide and hopefully firing our boat's guns against them and doing some damage that way. But nevertheless, we do have a rather huge amount of engineering skill, so we are able to build our ladders very fast indeed. And now we will be leading our soldiers in an assault. Thankfully, King Balon Greyjoy is not here, otherwise we would have quite a few issues, I would imagine. Now, let us see how many archers we have here. Quite a few, not bad at all. And we have our pikemen running up there. I think we're probably going to leave them to run in. I don't really want to, because they would probably suffer quite a few casualties unnecessarily, but we will see. Okay, so we have all of our crossbowmen firing off into the enemy's forces, and thankfully that is, I believe, our first casualty. Oh, I neglected to take my cavalry back, didn't I? Yes, I did. Well, thankfully enough, we only had 2 cavalry, so I suppose that is not going to be too bad for us to lose them, but yes, my apologies. I was attempting to get our archers in a relatively good formation, but unfortunately I am rather inexperienced with using the formation system in this mod, and indeed other mods, so I was a little bit staggered by it, and not able to actually pull it off. So I will do that at another point. I will probably head off into a battle with a very small party of enemies, and maybe try it out at that point, and I'll explore the formations menu a little bit better. So, I think now we probably want to charge up there. We do have, I think, an overwhelming amount of forces here that we should be able to take this. We are familiar with the layout of this castle, so in theory we should be okay, but oh, I do not want to use my two-handed sword just yet, because they do have some archers still remaining on the grounds. And come on, let me get through there. I need to take out the archers. That is what I do. And, oh, I've already taken out 2 fellows right there. Very nice. Usually I am rather unlucky when it comes to fighting in the actual fray of things. Come on, let's do it. Yes, there we are. Okay, now we do not want to head too quickly over there, because we could get surrounded and killed without too many issues. And, oh, no, no. Yes. Yes, there we are. Okay, we are fine. And it appears that we may be able to take out these archers without too many issues then. Yes. Come on, take them out. No, don't shoot me. Thank you very much. No. Okay, they all have daggers. They cannot do too much damage to me because I have my amazing armor on that I found in the chest. And we will now head on here. Oh yes, there we are. Okay, so as you can see, there are a huge amount of archers in the nest over there, as well as over here, and I'm hopefully going to be able to... Ouch. Well, I suppose that is what Iron Flesh is for, to hopefully dampen the blows that I am going to be taking while I am wielding my two-handed sword. I really should switch to my shield, but I find it more fun to run around with a two-handed. Oh my. Okay, well, let's take out some of these fellows along the way. Take this, Iron Islands. Oh yes. Oh, well, they're actually doing a reasonable job at standing up against us, because, of course, we are not necessarily the weakest faction in the game, or at least, maybe we are. If we were against someone such as the Veil, I think we'd probably have a huge amount of issues, but that is only due to the fact that we have not been able to, I suppose, rally as many forces as we could, and, of course, the huge amounts of high-quality units that the Veil has under their command, and that was a spear attack, very effective indeed at that range. Come on, take him down. Yes, there we are. Okay, come on, take down that spearman. There we are, that's much better. Yes, there we go. Okay, come on, let's wade in there. Deal as much damage as we can. Oh, Lord Victorian Greyjoy is right there. He's right next to us, I believe. We might want to be a little bit more cautious then, because I do not want to get taken out by him. He would be a huge beast to be able to take us out right there. I think he probably could in a couple of hits, to be honest, so let's try to be a little bit more wary. Now, I have told our archers to charge in here, as you can see, because we did not have enough infantry to be able to deal with the huge amounts of infantry that they had around the bottleneck here, and now we have, of course, reinforcements from our enemies streaming in from their barracks, and hopefully we'll be able to deal with them without too many issues. However, we might indeed have to retreat here and build the ladders once again, because as you can see, we are currently having quite a few issues with taking them out. No, come on. Oh, no, no, no. You will not spear me to death. That has happened before. It is not a pleasant experience, that is for sure. Come on, let's do that. Yes, there we are. Okay, as long as they are fighting on 2 fronts, I think we should be okay. And as many of you have said, the crossbowmen do have some pretty heavy shields and some rather nice swords that they're able to use, so we should be theoretically fine. But Lord Captain Victorian Greyjoy is still alive. That is how much of a beast he is. I'm actually more afraid of him than I am of the king himself, so yes, we do need to watch out for where he actually is. I think he's on the other side of our units here, so yes, that's something to be wary of. He has taken out a huge amount of our units so far, and if I am able, in the future, I will want to recruit him to our faction. Of course, that is only applicable if the mod will allow us to do such a thing. But many of you have reported in the comments that the Clash of Kings does not allow something of that ilk to occur, so maybe we will have to deal with having vassals from companions, which is not a bad idea, and I'm thinking maybe I should make Perengar a vassal. What do you think about that? Tell me in the comments. And, oh, there we are, taking out those 2 fellows, and it appears that our crossbowmen are doing a reasonably good job. Of course, they are against... Oh, there we are! He has just been taken out by an elite Riverlands pikeman. I was just about to say that Victorian they are fighting against in Mortal Kombat, and he is a very fearsome opponent, that is for sure. So, as well as, of course, speaking about the amounts of archers that we have, I'm thinking that once I have leveled up again, I will start to put points into power draw, because as I said in a previous episode, I would like to start using a bow, and hopefully we will be able to accomplish that feat sooner rather than later, of course, because it would be rather useful to be able to use a bow from the wall if we are... Ouch. If we are in a defense of some sort. And now I'm going to be using my shield, and hopefully I am... Oh no, I am completely blind. Okay, let's go into third person for this. There we are, that's much better. Stab him! No. I take 1 damage and I'm dead. Oh, there's a shield bash. I attempted it, but absolutely failed. Yes, there we are. Thank you very much for assisting me there, pikeman. And now I just have to be very, very cautious not to fall off here, because if I do, then I am 100% dead. Come on, let's make sure... Ooh, that was close. Did you see that bolt? Yes, you definitely saw that. Okay, so, if I am not incorrect about that, that particular arrow went right through our shield, or at least I thought it did. I thought I had my shield up, but maybe he was able to accomplish a headshot, and he definitely was. Look at that! That is painful. Ouch. Well, Elias is not too pleased with me, that is for sure. I should have raised my shield a little bit higher, but I was really unaware that they would be able to accomplish such a thing, but... Oh well, they are known for doing that more often than not, so yes, I probably should have compensated a little bit further than I did. But anyway, I believe that will be the final fief from the Iron Islands that we have been able to conquer, and unfortunately we were able to miss the Unsullied Recruiter. So yes, that was very disappointing to say the least, because I thought, oh yes, that would be a wonderful place to start the episode, because many of you have said and stated in the comments that you would like to see a couple of Unsullied units in our composition, and this is where we are going to be very frustrated indeed, because as you can see, there is 1 unit on the roof of these stables, or whatever this structure may be, and maybe if our crossbowmen are out of arrows or bolts, we are not going to be able to take him out. Hopefully... Oh! Yes! There we are! Oh my goodness, that was very close indeed. I had really come to the end of my tether there. I had no idea whether we were going to be able to accomplish our victory. But yes, it appears that fellow was a trooper and he was able to survive for that long. So, we lost 65 of our own units, quite painful, but nevertheless we did take out 253 of theirs, and I took out 82 of their units personally, which is rather nice. And as you can see, Lord Captain Victorian Greyjoy was able to take out 18, all by himself. So, yes, that is very impressive. I believe that is probably the only NPC I have seen so far that has been able to take out that many units for himself. And there we are able to take him prisoner, and I will probably maybe let him go at some point. I don't know, really, because, of course, I do want the Iron Islands to be eliminated, or at least be pushed further into exile, perhaps? Or at least I would like it so that we are left alone for a little bit, because I would like to be able to, I suppose, develop our garrisons a little bit further, just in case we are attacked by a huge faction, namely the Westerlands, perhaps. I would really not like that at all. And I will be taking this for myself, but I will be deferring appointment of a lord for now. And 6,700 dinars, we will be splitting that between the two vassals that we have. Well, at least me and the other vassal. So, there we are. We have taken Black Tide, and the Iron Islands are now ours. So that is rather nice indeed. I was not expecting us to be able to accomplish it this quickly, but it appears that I am now out of money. So I will be heading back to Pike, and we are now going to be spammed to high heaven with... Oh? Yes? Probably going to be... Yes, there we are. Okay, I thought the bug had actually reverted itself, but no such luck. So we are going to be heading in here and speaking to our Seneschal, I believe, and we will hopefully get some more cash out of the treasury here. Okay, let's take out 20,000 because we can. And who is this fellow over here? Aha! Is this guy actually joining us? Or maybe not. Aha! He is a servant of the Drown God. Aha. Okay. Oh. What do I want to reply here? Oh no, the gods are nothing to me, how can you call them good, hmm? What is dead may never die, but rises harder and stronger. I have not been drowned in the waters of he who dwells beneath the waves, but perhaps you can teach me of his ways. I really do not know what the best answer is here. Well, I think I will actually leave it for now, and maybe some of you in the comments can tell me what is going on with that fellow right there, and which is the best option to take. Maybe you would be able to retrieve a rather nice weapon or some armor, or perhaps a quest is a possibility there. So, here we are. We are now done. Brendan has sold our items, and we have taken over the entirety of the Iron Islands. So, I will be ending this episode off here, and next time on A Clash of Kings, hopefully I will have found a way to fix this particular issue right here, invalid map icon ID, and so we won't have to see it any further. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.